What do you need to see from Ryan going forward? Is this a day after thing, or?
No, he'll be all right.
So you saw the mobility that you need to see from
Yeah,
him?
he's good. I mean, yeah. Unless something crazy happens.
Always a possibility.
Yeah, I mean,
Where's Hex at in his recovery now?
still, I mean, he's running, which is good, but we'll just kind of see how the week goes. You know, I mean, you're always hopeful. At the same time, we just got to make sure, like, the lateral movement is really the key to everything.
Is he in a situation where he could play less than 100%, or he's got to be pretty
I think it's
close?
more about the mobility.
Okay.
You know, I don't think anybody's really going to be 100% at this point, but at the same time, I want him to be able to play the way that he needs to play.
It was reported he had scoped. Was that an accurate report?
I mean, I'm not going to talk about anything like that. I mean, we'll leave that in-house.
Do you need to see him practice this week to even get an idea about game time?
I think it's more about I need to see the mobility that we're looking for more than anything.
So you can see him work out with a trainer and probably go.
Yeah.
Adam, you have a group of running backs that are all playing well right now. How much of a challenge is that for you as the play caller?
Well, I mean, we have a lot of packages to be able to try to get all those guys in. You know, it's just getting it called, getting the amount of plays you need. You know, we had a lot of first and second down last week compared to third down, so we can get two guys on the field at the same time. I mean, those guys are all explosive. They all bring something to the table. They all have different things that they can do really well.
Do you recall facing a team that just changed their coordinator that week, either offense or defense, and if it was like widely different than it had been?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably happened a couple times. There's one I remember when we played Baltimore in 2012. But, I mean, it wasn't – there was a little bit of difference, but not a huge swing.
Do you guys try to do some sort of like deep dive on the guy who took over in Minnesota this week?
Yeah, I think we got to be careful with that. You know, we don't want to start chasing a bunch of stuff that doesn't exist. So,
Adam, is it playing on the road mostly a matter of mindset?
I mean, some of it has to do with who you're playing. You know, I think we've played some pretty good teams on the road. You know, we've had a couple opportunities to win some games that we didn't finish the game the way we needed to. So we had a couple games where we just got smoked, basically. You know, I don't think it's you know, like personally, I felt good going into a lot of those games when we were healthy, and we either didn't play well just on Sunday, or we just got beat. You know, I mean, the other guys have the right mindset. It's just we just need to play well on Sunday.
So you don't see a team that's been dramatically different, home versus road?
Well, I mean,
You're not seeing
results, yeah.
Yeah, but the way you
But I don't see it different. I don't see it different in the way they prepare, the way that the focus. Like, I mean, when we're in our meetings, when we're on the road at the hotel, like guys are wired in. You know, when we're at the opposing stadium, you know, the energy and the attitude. Like, I don't see a drop off in that. You know, just like there's 2 games we didn't finish. You know, that's a big swing.
So in your mindset, it's the opponent that you're playing more so than the team's level of execution.
Well, don't get me wrong. Like, we've screwed things up. You know, we didn't help ourselves. But, you know, there's 2 games. I mean, that's what it comes down to. We win those 2 games, it's a different deal.
You changed, like the day that you go to a couple of those games. Is there anything else that you've fiddled with to kind of see if that helps?
Yeah, I mean, over the last 3 years, we've tried as many different things as we can. You know, we kind of spitball things around the staff and what other guys have done, or if we're doing something that just seems out of the ordinary. You know, even talking to some of the veteran players to see if something's something strange about why we haven't won on the road. You know, so I mean, it's like 2-day trips. Does that do something positive, negative? You know, it seemed like the Houston. At least we were competitive for a little bit, where the other Thursday games, we just got smoked right out of the blocks.
You guys going Friday? I'm sorry, Hal. You guys going Friday or Saturday? I want to follow up on the point he just made.
Go ahead,
Sorry.
go ahead.
They're teammates, by the way.
Friday, we'll leave Friday.
When we talked to you the other day, you mentioned how you more or less shut off your phone with all the reaction and everything. Since then, I'm curious if you've gotten any memorable reaction from people, whether it's Mike Martz or the Boise people wanting royalties or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of people text me, a few people call me. Mike's always he'll always send me something good. So, but I mean, I'm still a ways away from answering a lot of them.
When you say send you something good, you're referring
Just,
to
just
funny?
yeah. For me, no, I don't have one. I'm not going to give an example.
Adam, because of the way the game ended on Sunday, was it more difficult than normal this week to get you guys to turn the page and look ahead instead of?
No, I think there's too little time. They understand what we're playing for. That was, I see guys ready to get to this one, understanding that we better be prepared. We know what we're going against. We know that this is a really good defense. It's a well-coached defense. We know that the players on their offense are very talented, and they've had games where they've been very explosive. They've scored points. They've done a lot of good things in a lot of their games. So, I mean, this is going to be a tough one for us.
One last question on that Boise play. The video of that play from Boise State has one lateral, and most of them are one laterals. Was it supposed to be two in Boise, or did you add a second lateral in?
It was Devontae, and then Drake's. Devontae is just supposed to run as long as he can until he can't go anymore, and then Drake's just supposed to stay in like option phase, and then Devontae.
Did you add the second lateral into the play, or was
I don't know. I think we saw when I want to say like maybe Jared Zabransky might have. He was trailing the play, and it was the quarterback. And when we put it in, I think the first time we put it in might have been when Peyton was the quarterback, so we didn't think that was smart on our part, so we used the running back.
Have you learned anything new about Ryan Tannehill's toughness, fighting through ankle and shoulder issue?
I mean, it's the same thing I've seen since I've been here. I mean, I really was shocked that he came back, and I mean, that looked bad, at least from where I was standing. Then when I saw the replay, I really thought it was a lot worse than what it ended up being. But I know when we went in at halftime, I was asking him, I'm like, do we need to go a series and, get you out there and moving around first? And he's like, we're good, let's go. And I was like, all right.
Do you feel comfortable with the play action stuff that you have for him with the ankle? I mean, I know this goes into...
No, we're good. We'll be all right. I mean, as long as we don't have any kind of weird setback or all of a sudden Friday doesn't feel right. I mean, he's tough, man.
How do you explain the defensive line, the rushing yards that the Patriots had? I think it was 2.6 this game, which compared to some of the other games, it was so much better. What was the...
I think guys did a really good job of staying in their gaps, played discipline. I think we didn't have guys misfitting. I mean, that's just what we have. We have to be more consistent doing that. We didn't have the threat of a running quarterback. That kind of helps when you take zone read and all those type of things out of there.
Adam, Monday you said you think you know what you have in that locker room, referring to this team. What are the characteristics of this team, do you think? What comes to mind with this team?
Tough, work ethic is as good as I've been around. They're relentless. Like there's kind of that never say die attitude in there.
Where's the reflection of you?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's really the guys that we put together. That's kind of who they were when we got them, whether it be through the draft, free agency, even some of the guys that have just were added. A couple of these guys I've been around before, and that always helps when you've been around a guy and you kind of know who they are, what they're about. So I think we got a lot of guys that are really I mean, the majority of guys are so just team-oriented and focused at whatever they can do to help us win.
And this is, I don't know how to ask this. You're happy with where they are after this is your third year. Your fingerprint is pretty securely on this team. Do you like what you see in there?
I mean, the only thing my only complaint is I wish we could stay a little healthier. You know, it just seems like we've kind of run in, we'd lose some good players, and be interesting to see, you know, what could have Albert done and some of those other guys, you know, sitting and Gore, just kind of how much that changes everything, you know, William. So, but the guys that we got in there right now, they're battling, just trying to do everything week to week to give us a shot.
One guy that comes to mind is Gore. I mean, over 700 yards now, 4.7 yards a carry. Is that even beyond what you kind of hoped for?
No, I mean, I trust Frank when he told me he was ready to have a good year.
What contributed that 35-year-old Frank Gore put up those numbers to?
That's him. He don't know he's 35, or he don't believe it. I mean, he's, you know, we kind of tailored some things to make sure that he was comfortable and he's able to run the plays that he's run his whole career. That's why you see some of the stuff look a little different. And when he gets an opening, like, he hits it and he gets to that second level fast, and it's hard for those guys to bring him down. He's still Frank Gore, man. He's got powerful lower body, runs through arm tackles. You have to, multiple guys have to tackle him to bring him down.
Can you think of another back at his age being able to do what he was able to do?
I mean, not that I've seen, but I've only been around 15 years, so there's probably somebody somewhere.
What stood out to you on Gressu in your 1 year together in Chicago?
Smart, tough. You know, he picked up that offense fast. I mean, he had to come in and play right away. You know, just he knows enough of what we're doing right now to be able to jump in there and get himself ready to go. You know, he'll battle.
Had a couple North battles against Zimmer. What do you remember about coaching against him?
It's tough. It's a very challenging deal as a coach, because he does a very good job of playing sound defense. He gives you a lot of problems with his pressures. He has good players, really good players, so that when you take a coach that's really good X's and O's, and then now you say, all right, here you go, let's have, you know, 6 Pro Bowlers or whatever they got, that makes it even worse. So, I mean, he has, and they're smart.
That's good.
Thank you.